Welcome to our living room. And yeah, here we are. It's been almost 10 months since we've been doing these videos, since the pandemic started. So this week was a very special week for Americans, and probably those that are watching that live in other countries are celebrating as well. So we have a new president, and he's a good man and an honest man with 40 years of experience, and our country's going to come back together again. We all have so much hope, or at least all the Americans that I know of. So, but it was a hard 4 years, and I know that I've been praying constantly for our country because our country has just really needed help, and at times it seemed like things were getting worse and worse and worse. Not better, but just worse and worse. So, and here we are with the miracle of a new president, a whole new beginning, and a new vice president that everyone is so excited about. So, this reminds me of a story from my childhood. And those of you that know me know I love to tell stories. So when I was 12 years old, I'm the youngest of two children. My father, who was an engineer, lost his job and actually was unable to find another job right away. And, well, he was unable to find another job. And he tried at first, he tried and tried. And then the polio that he had as a child came back again. So he was very sick and in a lot of pain. And my father also grew depressed in a way. I mean, not clinically, like a psychiatrist wouldn't say he's depressed, but he was down. And my mother took on a job trying to support our family. She had a minimum wage job, and she hadn't worked actually up till that point. And I had to babysit as much as I could, and my brother had to work. The whole family had to work, so we'd have food. And we went from being a middle-class family to actually pretty poor. And my mother had told me throughout my childhood to pray for things that I wanted. So I began to pray that my father could find another job. And you know that I prayed for 4 years, every single night. And around the 2-year mark, I asked my mom, are you still praying? And she was so discouraged and by the whole thing that she said, no, I've just given up hope. And we need to keep our hope. We really need to keep our hope alive. So then I figured I was the only one praying. And so I prayed a lot that my father could find a job. And things were getting worse and worse in my family. And there were no Christmas presents under the tree, and we had these simple meals. But anyway, after 4 years, meanwhile, then I was 16, my father got this call from someone who didn't even really know him, but had heard of him. And he said, we need a teacher in the high school to teach, what was it, period? Drawing?
Drafting.
Drafting. Okay. And my father said, I've never taught. I could never do that. And then he said, I don't even like high school students that much. And the man said, come, we're actually desperate. We need a teacher. Just come and give it a try. So my father went, and he loved it. And the students loved him. And pretty soon he got a much better job at a community college teaching drafting and just basic engineering. And he just fit. He was so much happier in that job than he ever was as an engineer. And he worked until he was 76, happily. And I just feel that don't give up hope. Keep praying. And if a situation seems impossible, just pray even more deeply and with your whole heart. Because the fact that the prayers aren't answered right away, that doesn't mean anything. I think when prayers aren't answered right away, it's causing us to just trust more deeply. So whatever's going on in your life, and I know for Americans, a lot of us, we're getting pretty discouraged in these last four years. But we've had a miracle. And I know that whatever is your difficult situation, keep praying, because the miracle will come, maybe in a way that you never expected it to. I know my father never even thought of teaching, but the miracle came for him. So Barry has this beautiful, beautiful song.
That was a beautiful story. Don't you love Joyce's stories? So I want to share a brand new song that I just wrote. And it came about because I started thinking, what do I want to do most in my life? Really, it's a good question to ask yourself. What do you most want to do? And the answer that came to me was, I only want to love. That's all I want. I just want to love. And of course, I love loving Joyce. That's very special. And I love loving people. And I really miss the workshops in person, but even the workshops we're doing on Zoom, it's so special to feel that feeling of that welling up of your heart and loving.
And doing these videos.
And yes, and right now doing these videos and loving you. We've heard from so many of you. We love you all. But it's also, it's not about people. It's just, loving to love. And, one of the lines in the song is just wanting to see beauty everywhere. Yesterday, somehow I was watching Owen while Joyce and Mira were doing something, and the sunset was happening. And I just went over the chair and I sat by the window for a moment and noticed a gorgeous sunset. The clouds were on fire. It was amazing. Owen was very happy. He had a big box that he was playing inside, so that was good. But so it's those moments of love that this is about.
Barry, you only want to love.
You too.
Me too.
It's a great question to ask yourself. What do you most want to do? Okay. I only want to love and feel my open heart. Of all the things I do, this is the highest art. There's always more to do. The world won't stop for me, but I can stop and feel what I most want, which is I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. The joy it gives to me is far beyond compare. I want to see the light that dances in your eyes. I want to hear the song of your heart. I only want to love and feel my open heart. Of all the things I do, this is the highest art. I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. The joy it gives to me is far beyond compare. I only want to love. I only want to love. I only want to love and see beauty everywhere. That's all we want to do.
Aww. So we're sending you a lot of love from our hearts, and also encouraging you to hang on to hope. Whatever is the situation, even if it seems impossible, hang on to hope and keep praying and expecting the best, expecting a miracle.
And practice loving everywhere and with everyone, with everything. Practice loving. There's so much joy in loving, giving and receiving love.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you very much for watching these little videos.
And we love you.